Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Janet and I have been delighted to film here at Madison Tap, part of the Robinia Courtyard family of restaurants. And they're featuring a new beer coming up the month of September, or a new brewery, I should say. And we're joined now by the owner, John Reske, who's going to talk to us a little bit about what's been going on at Robinia Courtyard and what's to come in the future. John, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here. It's obviously been a crazy summer, crazy last month. You know, we've been trying to get Jardin, our third and final restaurant, third leg of the stool, up and running, and we had promised people probably like 5 weeks ago that we'd be up and running, but we've just been so busy catering events, booking events here at the Courtyard, and the weather's been perfect too on most days. So, you know, we just got off of a 5-event run yesterday, as a matter of fact. So we're all a little tired and stretched thin today. So,
you know, I did step out to the Courtyard today for filming just to take a look, and it still looks so great. Things are in bloom, and so it's been really popular. And the weather's been good this summer. It has been.
It has been. It's actually rained on the days that we pretty much don't have anything going on here during the week. So the weekends have been fortunate like that. So.
But it's been popular?
Oh yeah, very much so. And yeah, every event that comes through here, there's 100, 150 people, 2/3 of which have never interacted with the Courtyard before. Obviously, we're kind of this well-hidden secret, and still trying to get more people to interact with the space. And you know, we get 2 or 3 new events booked from the new group of people that come in. So it's nice. It's just this exponentially growing phenomenon right now.
Do you book the Courtyard just as long as weather permits?
Yeah, and we try to make sure that you know, our contingency plan covers everything inside, right? You know, we've got 3 spaces where we could accommodate up to 250 people. So, you know, if the Courtyard doesn't work out, we make sure that we don't overbook to the point where nobody has a place to host their event. So.
Right. I'm curious to know, what are you said you just got off of a 5-event run in one night, I might add.
Thus the coffee.
Thus the coffee. So what were the events? I want to hear about that.
Well, we had, you know, the Wisconsin Women's Network hosted their Women's Equity Day event here. It was a fundraiser, and, you know, tomorrow is International Women's Equity Day, so they decided to host the event on Thursday, which is obviously a little easier to pull off during the week. And yeah, so they expected 70, maybe 100 people. I think over 150 people showed up. It was just a perfect day. And they love the Courtyard, so they spent a few hours in there and did their rounds. We had a Yelp event where we did a beer geek class, basically, and 30 people came in and learned a little bit about Hop House. Tim Goers, one of the assistant brewers and director of marketing for Hop House, gave them a breakdown on how to make beer and what the differentiation between the 9 beers that he ran them through were. We had a little tasting menu coming out of Madison Tap. We had, obviously we had a DJ in the Courtyard, 2 birthdays on top of that out in the Courtyard. And then we had a Jardin menu preview dinner for some select investors and their close associates. So, and that was rave reviews as well. We had a 4 or 5 course dinner coming out of Jardin as well. So it was a pretty busy night, and
it was all in one night.
It was, and it's a little crazy when you start lining everything up at 5 p.m. wondering if you're going to make it through, but you always do, and everybody's happy, and you know, as long as you give them enough undivided attention along the way, it's great. But that is not an unfamiliar occurrence this summer in the Courtyard, and so, you know, we live and die with eventing, and so we encourage everybody to, you know, line up and come and check out the space and find a good nook to host their event in. So.
And you mentioned a 5-course meal coming out of Jardin, which, I mean, food always piques my interest. So when do you anticipate Jardin will be ready? I mean, what can we expect there?
Well, we've been saying 2 weeks for the last 5 or 6 weeks, and we still have a few logistical issues to tackle with the kitchen, some new equipment that we still need to drop and figure out. Again, the menu does change a little bit with the seasonality of everything, because it is a very seasonally driven menu. And so there's a little back and forth on where some things are going to go as far as what the, you know, ever-changing menu is coming out of Jardin. And it's just a matter of a few more burners and a little bit more flat-top space. But and we have a little extra hood room back there. We're going to solve that. We're also creating a small private dining room back in Jardin for like 14 to 16 people, which has been in high demand. Last iteration with Julep, there was not enough private space. You know, it's a beautiful space, but it's still a very big open space. A little bit harder to have a more intimate gathering. So we're creating this small, you know, kind of barn door style antique home front entry door, sliding concept where when it's open, it feels very much like the rest of the room. When it's closed, it's a private dining room.
Almost like for like a rehearsal dinner or something
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
that.
It would be, yeah, exactly. Something on that level. We have a lot of interest from Starting Block, the entrepreneurial hub going up next door, which will be open in April, May. They're looking for pitch space, board meeting space, things like that. And you know, you've got 200 entrepreneurs emanating from that space, so it'll be in high demand.
This is a hopping place. Speaking of hops,
Right?
let's talk about the brewers. So let's see, Hop House is just finishing this month.
Yeah, they're wrapping up the last day of August, August 31st, and then Capital Brewery's coming in after that.
And you said that you're booked with different brewers each month until November of next
year,
of 2018.
It's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. Wow. It's you wonder if some of those breweries are going to be in business when we finally line them up. No, they're all good and solid, but yeah, it's amazing the interest, and it doesn't necessarily translate to success, right? Because you know, vendor interest and distributor interest is different than revenue coming in the door. But I can tell you, a lot of people are, you know, every day we get, I can't believe nobody's done this before, and it is a rather unique moment. But you know, I think it was a cool opportunity to obviously add this like new shot of energy into the courtyard, into all three spaces. With very little activation energy required, right? The breweries are excited. They come in with their own events. Hop House just did a beer and cheese pairing class in the courtyard on Wednesday. We're doing a cheese raffle, also sponsored by the Milk Marketing Board of Wisconsin, next Wednesday. So they all bring something different to the table. They get excited.
Including like unique beers too sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've got, Hop House has, you know, we have everything they have available on tap, right? So everything that they have in their tap room is available here as well, plus a couple of rare offerings. We had the Great Taste of the Midwest a couple weeks ago, and so we still have a couple of very rare, you know, bourbon barrel Scotch ale, and we have a nice flavored summer ale. I think it's coriander orange, coriander mango actually. But so yeah, some very you know, rare one-offs that only you won't find anywhere else.
We've got just about a minute left, but can you talk to us about some of the things that Capital will be doing during the month of September while they're here?
Yeah, that's great. Well, obviously we're going to be doing, you know, they're very German-style breweries, so we're going to be celebrating Oktoberfest immensely out of the courtyard.
Yeah.
A lot of beer games, you know, a lot of the traditional German beer games. I think it's called, shoot, I'm going to mess it up, but it's like
Hammerschlagen or something like that?
Yeah, Hammerschlagen and Gelände.
How do you know that?
Well, you know.
Quaffing, where you slide the beer, you know, a glass stein of beer down the table. You have to catch it in the air, slam it.
Okay, these are beer games, not just German games. These are beer.
These are involving a mug of beer.
Not a beer game, by the way. You could drink beer while but I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, yeah. Anything can be a beer game, obviously, right? But yeah, and we've got things like that. Obviously, a lot of Oktoberfest. We've got a bunch of cool art, like Prism. There's this Frame Shift Music Collective's doing this Prism Art and Music Festival, and actually we're going to have Capital out there actually brewing beer as another medium of art on display, right? In addition to some muralizing of the tunnel going into the courtyard, and then we'll have some live video projections and obviously music and some other art forms. So things like that, you know, some very creative opportunities to tie everything together.
Very cool. Well, Robinia Courtyard is a happening place, and it sounds like it's only getting started. So John Reske, thank you so much for having us here today. We always enjoy talking with you.
Thanks, you too.
And that's all the time we have for Wisconsin Family. Thank you to all of our guests and viewers, and we'll see you next time.